Do you have me on a black screen?
No.
I'm a black screen. Am I a black screen?
No.
I see you.
We see you.
Ah.
We're just you.
So I run it on Twitch and I mute it there, and I run that full screen. Is that the idea? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you want to mute it because there's a little delay, but you can also pop out the chat there and.
Tech 101 live on the air. Caller.
There we go. Watch now.
All right.
I don't know if I like this very much, so I'm gonna go back to Skype.
Well, that's where you'll see the chat if you're gonna pay attention to the chat. So.
Where's my pop out?
Oh, the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, good call.
But
if I X this little Skype window, will that exit me out?
There we go.
I don't know.
You can try. Just start hitting things.
Oh, I did it.
Random buttons.
I can still hear everyone.
Oh my God, there's Christopher.
Hey, everybody.
What's
up?
Yep.
Still can't.
It's still coming through your laptop.
Damn it to hell.
Make sure you have it selected properly.
Hey, turn on a bright screen behind you too. He likes that.
Yeah. Hey, Grinwing. Grinwing. Hey guys. This is the warm-up part of the show.
Ooh.
And
Oh wait, we have a topic.
we do?
We do.
Yes. The topic is, what black and white arcade game do you wish was color?
Oh, I don't know that I wish that.
Okay.
Hang on,
Well,
I
then
gotta
you're out.
sign in.
Yeah, you're out. No.
I'm going to think about it for a minute.
Think of every black and white arcade game that
Well, there's
exists.
a lot, too, that it overlays.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, like, Star Castle had overlays, and they were fine. I guess...
Solar Quest should have been color. That definitely would have been, like, it had an overlay, but it would have been better in color.
Yeah, I mean, if you got to have the colors that they wanted them to be with the overlays, I think that'd be kind of cool. It's
How
kind
about
of
what was that one game where you're riding a horse and there's 8 buttons and it's Atari Steeplechase? Is that what it is?
I think that's
Yeah.
yeah.
See, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, then they went and made, like, color Space Invaders, right? So
They did.
that one doesn't count.
I guess then let's flip it. What color game would be better black and white? How about that? That's harder.
I don't know. Oops.
What color game would be harder black and white?
How about elevator action, except for it's more like, film noir elevator action, right?
That would be fun.
Right?
It'd be like lights out all the time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I thought... I thought eyeglasses used to have backgrounds. I might be wrong.
You mean real eyeglasses, like like these?
No, like eyeglasses for the Mac.
Oh, I never used that. What's the? I'm a pretty recent Mac adoptee. I think I'm on my 10-year anniversary.
That's when I got mine.
I don't think you can count my Apple IIc and Apple IIe days. So it's just.
I am. PCs all the way here. Problem is they don't do well. I think they do SolidWorks on the Mac. Although I should probably not talk about SolidWorks publicly, considering it's stopped working on 2 of my computers.
Oh, it's gonna hear you.
Isn't that just because your computers are old?
No,
Oh.
Aw.
it's not liking me anymore.
I'm in the Matrix.
I'm gonna. That's kind of cool when somebody's typing and then there's like a fun sound.
Yeah, like it's in your freaking Teams meeting and somebody in the meeting doesn't have a proper mic set up, and so they pound on their keyboard the whole time and it sounds like thunder. I love that. That's my
can you
favorite
mute
thing.
other people in your Teams meeting? Because I can mute anybody.
I could mute our guests, but I don't want to do that.
No, not our guest. I'm just talking about in Teams meetings.
It's him that's typing. He's got the.
Oh, all right.
He claimed he wasn't going to type anymore, but
It was me typing.
He just
because
couldn't help himself.
I had to log in.
It is a quiet type though. It's not a clickety clackety type.
No,
it's like a very
it's a
like a very bassy.
Yeah. I can't even replicate it.
Yeah, that's not it. That was wood or something.
I can't do the mechanical keys. I can't do those. That's too much for me.
I have a DOS keyboard.
DOS
DAS.
keyboard?
DOS.
DOS is
keyboard.
good.
Nah.
DOS.
And it's I don't know if it's German, but it's
DOS,
old school
German.
Mechanical keyboard, and it has no labels on any of the buttons.
Ha.
That's awesome.
Ooh, we got a first-time chatter. We got to make sure we watch that person like a hawk.
Yes, don't say any dirty words.
Real Mecha 2001. That I know who that is. Okay,
Mecha
so
Lecca High.
Mecha Lecca. And we got Jabarugas in the chat. We got Whiskey Flipper. We got Grinwing. We got Army. Wait, who the hell's Army 002?
Who's that guy?
I don't know. We should kick him out.
Yeah, we kick that guy out right now.
Boot him.
Hey, want to see if we can get banned from the show? Oh, what?
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna whip your penis out? What's happening?
No.
Don't do that.
Not this episode.
The worst ever.
Bust it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I wish I could play more of that.
Well, let me strip the music out of it, and then problem solved. It's just gonna
Bust
be
it.
busted.
What do you have in the chat?
You know,
Who's
it's
in the
funny.
chat?
I used to struggle with the chat too, weekly, and now Brian gets to take that role.
Strongly.
How am I
Yeah.
struggling? I got it.
Oh,
So now
because
you're in the chat.
every once in a while you'll hear Brian go, "How do I pop out the chat? Where's the chat?"
Well, so what
Why am I
figured
struggling
out
with the
is
chat
If I don't
again?
have it full screen on my computer, I can't see the chat,
Yeah.
and I can't get all the tools. So I'm like, just make it full screen and go back. It's like wonderfully designed website where you only get to see stuff if you make it full screen.
Yeah. Well, I'm lucky the new version of OBS that I'm using, which is actually not OBS. It's the hell is it called? It's used to be OBS Stream Elements is what I'm using, which is a branch of the OBS open source.
A fork?
A fork.
Nice.
And yeah, and so it has all these features, including built-in chat. So like when I fire up the live show, I get the 4 images and I get the chat right there. It's
Very
super
nice.
cool. Yeah. Welcome. I'm only
Okay.
a 3-time liver. Ooh, nice.
All right. Anybody? Let me see if anybody in the chat thought of any color games that would be better as black and white. I'm not seeing it. Joe Baruga said, "Are you talking about the new elevator action invasion at Dave and Buster's?" What? I am going there right now.
There he goes. That's it. Mark's gone. He just went to Dave and Buster's.
Elevator action invasion?
That sounds like. Is that new?
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
If it's at Dave and Buster's, I'm sure, right? They don't.
well, yeah, they don't have.
They don't believe in old.
So it's called
It's,
what? Elevator action invasion.
Yeah. What do you see? Are you googling? Are you
I
giggling?
see a
I'm
one
watching
up
it.
on. I see a 1-up on QVC.
Oh no.
It's a gun shooting game.
I mean, yeah.
That's what elevator action is. It's a gun shooting game.
Yeah, but it's like picking up a pistol shooting game. Kind of like
Are we
It's like
sure
a
we
big-
don't?
Yeah,
It's like a big room
I think this
thing.
is because you're supposed to be getting into an elevator. I think I was talking about this like 6 months ago. This is either a sequel to the one I was talking about, or it's old and they finally got one. They got one.
it's Elevator Action 2, is it? Yeah.
That game's awesome.
Yep. Or Elevator Action Returns, I guess, is technically the name of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so it was a runner-up in the Unit Showcase in 2020. So it's a couple years old.
Oh. So right in the middle of the pandemic, they released it. Nice.
Yeah, and I think I heard about it before that it was coming out.
I see.
But yeah, interesting.
Interesting. I see.
I mean, but it completely changed. I mean, the whole idea of elevator action is like a side-scrolling shooter.
Well, the concept is you go up and down elevators and look for documents and shoot people.
I feel like you should be able to drive this fancy car once you get to the bottom. It's not fair.
I think that is cool. That you should be able to. Yeah, you should have to switch to a steering wheel.
Yeah. Then it becomes like Spy Hunter, where you're shooting more people, and then somehow land on the top of another building. How does that work?
I don't know.
I just left in a car. Why am I in another building suddenly?
Well, why did I? Like, how many buildings can you? What do you call it when you slide down with your belt?
Bondage? I don't know what.
No, I mean like he uses
Zip line.
He zip lines. That's right. With his
Right.
Yeah, with his belt. Yeah.
That's more of like a grind line. That sounds terrible.
Oh yeah, that's what she said. Oh no! Don't get me depressed.
Vangelis passed away today, guys. 79 years old.
Dang man,
Yeah.
it's 2 years older than my dad. Damn it.
Yeah. Well, that happens a lot. When you get to 50, people start dying.
Right.
Let's avoid that 50 thing.
Yeah.
Oops.
And too late.
53 this year, so.
Five.
Cheers.
It's a 5-0 for me.
Oh yeah, you'll like it over here. Come on over.
39.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice.
Holding it. You haven't reached the top of the hill.
Team Millennial. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, you do fit into that, don't you?
Yeah.
You're probably like Gen Xennial, kind of like right on the border of the two.
No, he's a good 3 or 4. George, you just opened a whole new genre of ways for me to harass you.
What are you going to call that genre?
It's just the millennial genre. I mean, that's a given. That's an easy one. It just sits there. Feeds itself.
It goes in like different like tiers, like I'm part of the early 80s thing, and then you get into like the 80s thing, and then you get into the 90s thing. And those 90s kids, they just don't know, man. They just don't know.
Hawaii 5-0. I'll name that tune.
Yep.
What was it? Like, it actually surprised me how long the millennials were. I was looking at that the other day. Here, I just pulled it up.
That is a long, the window for being a millennial? Yeah.
It's like 80
It's
to
short.
98.
It's short. It's only 15 years. Gen Z got 20.
Yep.
Gen X got the shaft too. They only got 15.
Actually, in one article, we got left out completely. They listed
They
the.
don't care about anything. We don't count them.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny though, like when I hear people talking. One of the things I do think is funny, I hear people talking about like their youth as a Gen Xer. They're like, yeah, we just kind of did our thing, and our parents weren't around, and we go and like ride our bike 10 miles to a store, and I'm like,
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did.
Yes.
I'm like,
With
got
no
home,
with
he was
no
under the
helmet.
rug. Yeah, no helmet. Yeah.
Right. I remember jumping on the sofa. Nobody was there. It was awesome.
That Christmas thing with what's his name, where he's like, as we were riding our bikes, did you have a helmet on, Dad? Of course, we always wore helmets.
Yeah.
Shit.
We didn't even have helmets. There was no way to.
we didn't either. I mean,
I'm sure I've told this on the air, but I went no-handed and no-footed once down a hill, and
Right.
of course I lost control, and I went hand over the handlebars, and used my hands and my knees to protect me, and then rolled into a stop, and I was bleeding, and my parents weren't home, so I went over to the neighbor's house, and I'm like, and she's like, what happened? And I'm like, I got stung by a bee. No,
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
That happened to me. I saw it was the very first movie I went to the theater by myself. Staying Alive with John Travolta and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Nice.
I went, got some snacks, snuck
Wait a
them
minute.
in,
Who?
saw them.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis is in Staying Alive, isn't she? Yeah,
No.
she is.
Is she?
Oh,
Google it.
No, I was thinking of Saturday Night Fever. So.
No, the first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, they're different.
Staying Alive is a unofficial sequel to Saturday Night Fever. Tony Manero, he plays the same character.
Directed by Sylvester Stallone, right?
Correct. Isn't that crazy?
And written by and also the music was done by his brother, I think.
Smart, because he probably was like, look, all you gotta do is make some music and then it's gonna be super popular, That's my Sylvester Stallone impression. Nobody judge. I'm watching you, chatters.
You need a duck. You got to be at least a foot shorter. So it's funny. I remember we used to we'd have no helmets on and we'd build jumps.
Oh yeah,
that was our thing.
Yeah.
We just keep building bigger and bigger jumps.
Yeah.
Until there was this one place where we made it so big. I remember the first time I go off, it just like straight up and came straight back down, and it was just. First time I knocked the air out of me on a bike. Oh yeah.
Hey, Adam, whenever we go live on Twitch, the push notification says season 6 premiere on RcadeRadio is now live.
Yes. It's like we're new every time.
Yeah, it's the 14th instance of the 6th season premiere.
That's pretty good.
Oops.
14th. Hey, we got to 14 episodes this year. That's pretty good.
Is it? Seems good.
I don't know.
It's not a COVID year where we're on all the time.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, it's a little more sparse this year.
Yeah, it's more normal, I think. But...
Yeah. You guys want to do a show or what?
Yeah, hit the button.
Let's get to it.
Yes, hit the button.
Hit the button.
I like that noise. That's a good noise. It makes me happy when he does that noise.
All I have is this.
Fair enough. Fart enough. Oh my god.
Lights too.
Live from KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is Arcade Radio.
Thanks for listening in from the Arcadosphere. This is Season 6, Episode 14 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday, May 19th, 2022, and the time is now approximately 7:30, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 150. Do I hear 20? Do I hear 30? Do I hear 35? 35. 7:35. Final answer. PM Central. I'm your host, Adam Resinrocks. I'm joined by my co-host, Mark End of Line Shields. And last and least, Paradise Arcade Shop proprietor and part-time sentient Roomba programmer. It's Brian Thurston Howell, Richards III. Joining us tonight, he's an arcade technician first class, currently doing work for the Garcade. Walter Day presented him with a Walter Day trading card to commemorate his contributions to the arcade industry and its community. He also is a contributor to a couple of well-known arcade publications, including Old School Gamer magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, Get ready to launch your browsers and welcome George Spanos to the show. Hey, welcome to the show, man. George Spanos.
Glad to be here.
Is he here? Oh, maybe he was waiting for applause.
Yeah. Where's the hand sanitizer?
Oh, does that help?
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's a golf clap. For some reason, the gain on my mic is like crazy loud tonight. I got to figure that out.
Hey, can you fix that?
Yeah, it's me. It's me, not you, Brian. If you've heard that before.
What you been working on?
That's a good question. Spring is here. And it's time for poisoning pigeons in the park. So Journey, of all things, has feet and wheels.
Nice.
Seems like a little thing, but it is. And then this weekend, I'm pulling the monitor out of the Gorf machine, and it's either going to end up at Paradise or it's going to end up in the machine. I haven't decided yet. Are you out of town still, Brian? Wait a minute. Let me ask this question again.
Yeah, I got my entire office and I moved it.
I meant this weekend. Yeah. I was just going to offer for you to come over and help me pull a monitor out of my machine. Because I know how much you love moving monitors.
Yeah. No, I am around this weekend. I might have some time. We actually have Combo Breaker next weekend. So
oh, yeah.
I've got to get a 26-foot box truck and like a bunch of extra games ready to go.
Okay.
All right. But I may have some time and need a little break. So.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. Other than that, I did get did I talk about my Xbox controller?
You haven't.
So I don't know why it's not here for me to share, but there's you guys know about this? Xbox has a design thing now where you can design your own controller.
Mm-hmm.
It's neat. It's the Xbox Design Lab. So I ordered a custom controller to match my car on Rocket League.
Nice.
And it was supposed to take they said it could take up to 28 days to arrive, and it arrived in 7 from China, hand built in China, and arrived at my doorstep today. So
how much? I've heard that you can do it, but how much customization can you do?
Oh, it's pretty cool. You can I wonder if I could share now. I could share my screen. Let's do that just for fun.
Oh, it's the Design Lab.
Yeah, let me pull up the Design Lab here on Mark's slideshow is what I call it. We should just call it the Mark's slideshow segment. Yeah. So let's see. The screen just went black for everybody, so that's good. And we want this window. Microsoft. Where are you? We're actually still here. We didn't go away. Google Chrome, Xbox Design Lab. There we go. Check this out. Can you guys see this now? Chatters? Yes, let me know. Spanos sounds Greek. Is that a Greek name? It does sound kind of Greek.
It is.
Yeah. That is kind of cool.
So here on Design Lab, let me get the whole thing here on the screen. So you start out with a $69 controller, which is the retail price of the controller. And you can switch between this and rubberized grips. So you can have black rubberized grips on the side. Or you can skip that altogether. And which I prefer because the black rubberized stuff always gets sticky and gross. But so today with Lily, who's not really my stepdaughter, but kind of a, close family friend. She's into D&D, and today we rolled the D20 and a bunch of other dice to make a controller. It was really fun. But you could pick here's your body color, so you can pick pink, green, blue, purple, all these different colors. And I don't think that's showing up for anybody. The color is not working for me. But if you go to the website, you can it must not work in this browser, being that it's being captured. So,
oh my God, I've been on mute. I've been on mute this whole time. I've been yelling at you.
Why?
I've been trying to be like, hey, it always says Robot White, and I've been trying to interject and thinking I was clever. I got like 3 minutes of stuff to say back to you.
I could engrave mine with insults at Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So none of this works because this browser is a pile of crap. I suppose if I went to the design lab in a Microsoft browser, it'd work.
Are you in the OBS browser?
No, I'm on a Chrome browser.
Chrome works.
Yeah, it works, but not when it's being captured.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of neat.
Working.
69. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
After having done these custom sticks for the Empress and for the fighting game guys, this number of options, like holy crap! There's a team of people putting these together. This is insane.
Well, this is cool too. So like, if you get down to the D-pad, you can select metallic, and then you have all these metallic colors. So, like let's just pick this red one here, and then and then if you go to let's see, you've got bumpers, triggers. Where's the sticks? Thumbsticks.
Jesus.
I'm gonna turn those red.
I'm gonna need it orange and brown for Uncle Rico's van.
And then you can choose the color of your buttons, and I think that's kind of cool because a lot of the new controllers just come with like gray scale black and white buttons, and I kind of like the old colored buttons where you can, you don't have to know where A is. You can just hit green. Because I switch between PS4 and Xbox, and I get confused sometimes.
That happens when you get older.
Yeah.
Do you get to pick the colors, or is it just going to be yellow, blue, red?
No. And actually, some of their newer controllers do have buttons that are like different shades of the primary color of the controller. So
I see.
But you don't have that option. I'm sure down the line they're going to make it even more customizable. One of the things I was wishing they would do is the sync button on the front, which they don't show here. There's a little button, and it would be cool if you could have it be a different color than the front so you could see it easier.
Jabaruka says he hears Microsoft employs 700 6-year-olds to build this for old dorks. That's nice.
Yeah. Yep. You should never read Jabaruga's comments directly out of the chat, just so you know.
I mean, you want more flexibility because there's only
I'm serious.
1.
Be careful what you read out of his chats.
1.6 billion combinations.
Yeah.
How about if I fix it to where if he types the letter E, it blocks whatever he types?
I'm going to share the show notes with everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Mark, what you been working on?
Okay, let me see.
PlayStation controllers.
Yeah, he's been working on PlayStation controllers. Yeah.
Definitely not. Let's see. I bought 2 mini plutonium cases, like the one in Back to the Future, where the plutonium from the the Libyans. Because I wanted to store the junk in my frunk into.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and the DeLorean has a front trunk.
Yeah.
So those are coming in from the UK, from England town. I'm excited about that. I'll bring them in, next time we have a show.
Oh, cool.
The turkeys shoot TikToks went. I'm done, and they also went viral. One of them has like 200,000 plus views, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna move on to a different topic, probably chiller as far as TikToks goes. My chiller has the collection board, which has gone bad. I guess it has an NV RAM, and all of the people who own one of these things, somehow they fix it. And I guess I'll have to figure it out. Let's see what else. I've been doing some home improvement. There's 2 sides of my house that you can't see when you come into my yard, and I decided to paint one of the 2 sides that you can't see so that the other 2 parts of my house aren't pink. that was part of an unfortunate. You know, I had female roommates, and they were like, "Can we get the house painted?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, go for it. Just make sure it's a good color." And like, "No problem." And then it was pink when it was done. So,
Wait, so the collection board, is that the FPGA board?
no, it's just a switcher of many ROMs,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. I mean, it's still using the same, you know, board. There's definitely no FPGA going on.
Did you know you can turn on follower only chat?
Oh, that would be good. But then they could just follow us, and it would be so easy.
But then I'd get more followers.
Yeah, why not? Turn it on. I don't know. Well, wait till what's in the Juke before we start to impose.
Followers can chat if they have followed for at least 0 minutes.
Oh shit!
10 minutes. 30 minutes.
Right?
I love this.
Okay, and then the last thing I've been working on, the overhead console in a Back to the Future time machine.
Yeah.
It has, you know, many little parts, and one of them is this little black box with these green switches. And there's also right here, which I think it's still outside. I have a rototel light enunciator, which is part of the avionics that are in NASA spacecraft. It's kind of weird, but you can buy those apparently.
Huh.
It's just some kind of weird little light with a switch on it that you can slide. Anyway, so that's going to go here. And then I have like a whole board this is going to go on. So as we go from show to show, I'll show the progress of this. So it's kind of fun to get that done. Yeah, I'm going to say that's all I'm working on. What are you guys working on? Whose turn is it now?
I can take it. I picked up a few games last week. I got a DK and Asteroids and Anti-Aircraft, a Space Invaders, and a converted Pac-Man from a guy who also had a depth charge, which I really wanted. And the guy, nothing kills a deal like, one, I thought he had an Atari System 1, which he sold out after telling me he was going to keep the stuff for me. And then two, you show up and he's like, you know, I'm going to die in 3 to 6 months, and I really want someone to fix the depth charge for me so I can play it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying that one now.
What?
So I took the depth charge to fix it for him. So,
is he really going to die in that? I mean, he's not well? Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
So, and then aside from that, working on Double Dragon, actually. I got some artwork from overseas from like the Mortal Kombat store or whatever. I can't remember the name, so let me look it up quick. It was like MK Arcade Restore Online.
Oh, wow.
And I thought I'd try it out. I don't really care about Double Dragon, so I thought, all right, this is a good game to buy, you know, get artwork from somebody and see what it looks like. And I gotta say, I'm really disappointed.
Oh, no.
Is that the guy from Belgium?
I think it might be.
Yeah, he was selling like crap artwork for like a long time, and then XL Arcade surfaced, and you know you could get great Mortal Kombat side art.
Well, so he's the only one that, I mean, well, there's one other place that will remain unmentioned who has the Double Dragon stuff, and I don't want to shop with them. So I thought I'd try them out, and like the sides are beige. Like, I mean, like the big part is gray, but like the white lines are not white; they're beige. And I said something to him. I wrote him. I'm like, I'm pretty sure these lines are supposed to be white. No. They're supposed to be beige.
Okay.
Like,
If it's that simulated sunstroke look, you know
Yeah, it's like red, white, and black, right?
Yeah, no, and this is like red, black, and beige. So I'm, you know, I'm like, whatever. I don't really care about Double Dragon. I'm gonna put them on there, but at the same time, I'm looking at this going, you know. Now, luckily, it has UV protected vinyl, so it's not gonna get any more beige. But, you know, and part of me is wondering, you know, is the art in Europe different on these? But when you look at it, it's like it looks so exactly like somebody just scanned old art. And then on top of that, I asked him, like, did you do a raster version of this or a vector? Because the lines on them. So anyways, I'll just cut the story short. I would highly recommend not buying from MCade Arcade Restore online. Like I was not happy with the quality that came through. Other people have different experiences. You can mention in the chat, but I would just not go there. And aside from that, I've just been getting ready for Combo Breaker. It's a huge, like 7,000 to 8,000 person event in Chicago next weekend. We're going to be down there.
Combo Breakers. Never heard of it. What is it?
Combo Breaker.
It's a big fighting game event. So take over the Renaissance down there, Renaissance like convention center, and
Pinball Expo's at. Yeah.
24-hour game room, 24-hour like event venue.
No.
We're packing up a 26-foot box truck full of games, bringing a trailer full of games, grabbing games from Garcade. Got Ted Hooper's bringing games. It's gonna be a blast. So we should have probably 30 to 45 games down there. And then,
hey, are you bringing Gar's Killer Instinct?
I think so.
That's mine. It was mine.
Well, Gar volunteered a few things. It's funny because I have all these fighting games, but I don't have. Yes, it is in Schaumburg. I don't have like Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat. I've got all the Capcom stuff. All
Quality?
No.
You got Alpha 3? Alpha 3?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So anyhow, that's what I've been working on.
Nice.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Who is this Jabberwocky character?
He's the only person to talk as much as you in chat. I've been doing. I've been doing a little. It's just really interesting. Like I click on Big Bad Brad. He has 202 messages. Rap Sheet has 8, and then you go to Jabberuga and he's got 999 plus messages.
Oh man!
And the only person in the chat with more than him is some guy named Real Mecha 2001.
Who's that?
Me.
Oh, there you go.
He's got 1,458 messages.
Oof.
Oh, is that
Nice.
Lifetime?
This is hilarious. It must
Oh, yeah.
cumulatively keep
Right.
track.
Oh.
Yeah,
It does.
Yeah, it's fun. 38 messages from Andy SAFO EO. Oh, that's
I'll throw a link to Combo Breaker in the chat because it is
Sweet.
actually it's a fun event.
So then we have.
Are we gonna ask?
What's
Yeah,
that?
are we gonna ask George what he's working on? Is it,
Yeah,
is
let's
it
ask
time?
George
Yeah.
what he's working on. George,
Yeah, what are you working on?
What am I working on?
Yeah, you're on.
It's my turn?
Yeah, like in a hobby.
It's
You do
my
your thing, a hobby?
turn to be all.
I don't have any of my games here. Like I moved about almost a month and a half ago, and Gar actually wound up buying a chunk of them. I don't want to open up old wounds,
Oh
Mr.
no!
Ditch, but
All right, fair enough. We'll talk about.
Gar strong-armed him out of yeah,
It's very sad.
you can tell the story.
I mean, no
That's all that
projects. Yeah, what happened?
what happened
Oh.
is Gar was coming to buy my Mortal Kombat 2 and Killer Instinct, and he's in my room.
Wait. Well, go. You got to precede this a little bit because there is a backstory here.
There's a prefacing story.
George says he's moving. He may be selling some games.
Now, Brian, he may not want to talk about the whole story.
And he has a prototype. Well, he's leading into that piece. And I tell him,
Is he?
I don't want to tell the whole
It
story.
seems like he's
I don't wanna,
avoiding that
bury
piece
anyone.
if I hear him.
But no, he like comes in my room and he looks in the corner and he sees Total Carnage, which had the serial number X8700001.
Wow.
That's the very first one they made, right? I got it from one of the fine gentlemen that worked on it, Mr. John Hay, sound designer, quality guy. And he looks at it and like a tear starts.
Like the American Indian guy in the '70s commercial when he looks at the trash.
Just like that. It looked just like that. He was like, I've been looking for one of those for 4 years. And
Oh, no.
And I'm like, dude, I already got that thing in like a bulk sale, because I was going to move down to Texas, right? I was supposed to take a new job down in Texas. Big ups to Mr. Matt McDonough, game fixer. But I get Game Fixer on the horn, and I'm like, hey, Gar really, really wants this game. And he's like, oh, no, that's cool, dude. We'll just tell the boss that it didn't work or something. So that's how Gar wound up getting 3 games of mine, and he had to go back and forth in the snow, like up 50 feet this way and down that way in snow, according to him. It was like, and what's funny is when I'm at Gar's, I actually play those games more there than when they were in my room.
Wow.
Yeah.
Silence. That concerned me for a moment.
The small parties leaving out
Uh-huh.
is that I had said, hey, I've been looking for a total carnage.
Oh.
But my tears were too far away.
Yeah, his tears were.
Yes.
Total
Yeah,
They were stayed away.
Well,
And then although it was funny, I gave Gara a hard time too. But one of the things that is nice, I mean, it's always sucks when you miss a game that you want, but it's also nice when you kind of know the person that's getting it is gonna like actually enjoy it, do something with it, put it out for people to play, And like Gar's a great guy, but I'm still gonna give him hell about it.
he deserves it. He totally deserves it.
That's funny.
He should be here right now. I should be insulting him right now.
Well,
Beyond that, I mean, if you really want to know, I don't know if I can fish this out right now, but I got one of those, let me see here. If I can unplug this. Did I unplug you? This is my Sega Genesis
oh, nice.
thing, but this is my spider transformer gimmick.
Oh, cool.
So I could power it with one transformer, and like out of all the things I unplugged, that was the one thing I didn't unplug. But whatever. But that's like the extent of my projects here. Because when I was moving, when I was packing up all my stuff, the adapters for the transformer thing, it's a spider thing. So I'm not gonna unplug it, but the adapters for it like fell off of it. So like I grabbed the transformer thing and I pack it up, and then like I look after the fact and like there's the little adapter cord things, and I'm like, oh, forgot those, and I don't know what box they got tossed in, so I had to buy new ones. That's what happened. And then I got an LCD TV here. I don't have my tube TV here. And I tried playing Sonic CD on that, and it was awful. I'm like, well, can't play Sonic anyway, so.
Yeah. Well,
it makes a big difference to me.
Yeah.
So.
No, you got to have a CRT for the old school stuff. So,
yeah.
And we're all fans of CRTs around here. So, hey, what do you say we talk about some gadgets? Okay.
Gadgets.
Gadgets.
I like talking about gadgets.
I always felt that the true stars at Atari was engineering.
Oh, you're an inventor.
Yes, I am.
What have you invented?
A lot of things.
Like
A lot of things. Like things that you've heard of.
Like?
Well, things that you will have heard of, okay? Patents are pending.
Arcade gadgets with Brian McLeod.
Welcome to the gadget segment. So, a couple of things this week. First off, the Repro Wico grommets that were done a while ago by Fleetwood are back. These are softer grommets. They're actually being pimped out by Andrew B. Check it out in the KLOV new products section. So 1 to 4 grommets, 15 each. 9 to 30 grommets, 10 each. Get above 31, and it's $9 a piece. So I can tell you, I bought these back in the day. They're awesome. So check them out. They spend a lot of time speccing these out. They're a really nice feel. But basically, these are the soft style grommets. So the newer ones were like the 4-player games had Simpsons, X-Men, and those had a stiffer grommet. The older games that most of us were used to had the softer ones. So these will feel more like the originals than dropping something new and too stiff in. Outside of that, I'm going to give a shout out to Big Bad Brad. And he's actually commenting the silica ones John made. The Fleetwood ones should be very similar. So Big Bad Brad just finished a run of Inferno Blaster sticks. If you want to check those out, head over to the Arcade Exchange is one of the places he posted it. He's got them up there. They look amazing. So he's been doing a few runs. This is the third run of these, and they really look incredible. And finally, that's it. That's all I got for gadgets, and everyone left. I mean, here I'm like condensing my gadget section. I'm moving along.
Who left? I've been here the whole time.
You disappeared into the ether.
Well, it just looks like I did. What has Mark got there?
I had to get my hardwire because my Wi-Fi is starting to suck. I want to hear Brian, in high quality.
Actually, I do have one more gadget.
Okay.
MCR boards are being produced now. So the soundboards, we got these puppies done. So I know I mentioned it before, but these are actually being built out now. And these will work on all the MCR 1 and 2 games. So it will do the stereo mixing or not.
You know what I really need is a squawk box that won't fail. That'd be great. But
hey, we all have needs.
A squawk and talk?
Squawk and talk? Yeah, my squawk and talk on my Discotron is out.
Uh-oh.
What does it look like? I have one for a Xenon.
It's like a rectangle, and it's green, and it's got chips on it.
Xenon. Have you guys heard about this BitKit 2.0? Have we talked about that?
Oh, we haven't.
Tell us.
Well, Brian knows more about it, so
you can introduce it.
Well, I just saw today that Aaron is finalizing construction on BitKit 2.0 that will be shipping to his vendors shortly. That's the word on the street.
So the BitKit 2.0 is using let me find his pictures of it. He had it up here and now I can't find it. It's using an ESP32 chip, which has embedded wireless Bluetooth module on it. He's also using a new Treon FPGA. So the FPGAs that were being used on the BitKit are no longer available. And so essentially, I mean, like all these chip shortages, we had to do a big shift, or he had to do a big shift. For those of you who don't know, Aaron is also doing the FPGA board for the Ice Cold Beer project, which is kind of like an offshoot of the BitKit. And so what he's been able to do is take a lot of the stuff that we're doing together and kind of pull that back into some of the BitKit stuff, take some of the BitKit stuff, pull it forward, and really been an amazing job of what he's been able to put together. So these BitKit 2.0s should be a lot simpler, a lot faster, easier to use, from a less components, so less failure points, and then a lot more flexibility and processor power in the long run. So he's actually got the ability to do a lot more. Everything he has done, obviously, he can do, but the ESP32, which I believe is on the new ones, I can't even find them now, is a huge step forward in kind of over the old Atmel chips.
Nice.
So that's the summary. They also do have Wi-Fi on the chips, but I don't believe Wi-Fi is implemented.
Oh my God. Or maybe he might have a patch one day that'll have it.
I think Voices FYC is
all there.
Behind the curve a little bit here.
So great.
First of all, Mr. Peabody got banned for saying, "Will it play Exterminator?" I just banned him.
How do I unban him?
I don't know. I don't think I actually banned him. Let's see if he's.
I like to ban people for 1 minute.
He's still in there. Yeah. I was actually typing block, and that works. Don't do that.
Somebody told me to call Bally to get my squawk and talk fixed.
Yeah.
Who said that?
And then also, Voices FYC. Will it make Adam's fire truck work? Has he been gone for like a month or 2 months? I mean, that thing's been run for like 2 months.
You got to catch up. Yeah, I mean, he's played several thousand rounds of fire truck by now. So
we seem to be having a trouble getting past 230 points.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I think I don't remember what my world high score was. I think it was 260.
That's a good score.
Hmm.
It's incredibly so that means you got to go into Mac mode, we call it.
Yeah, where it was white on black.
Yeah.
Or
It's
weird.
So awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's
Now I'm starting to wonder if I actually blocked Mr. Peabody. How do we check to make sure we didn't block him?
I just put up a picture of the new BitKit.
He's in the chat still.
I'll figure it out. It's just
hopefully he has a backup account.
We'll get him back.
It's like we kicked out one of our best users. By we I mean I. Hey, don't make me get trigger finger, Mr. Christopher.
At least he didn't get all. I mean, like when we had that happy hour, you got all pumped up when the guy showed up and knocked yourself out of the damn thing.
And it's not Arcade, it's AU, right? It's AURCADE. Arcade. I think that's what he means.
Right.
What's that?
Well, Arcade is the alternate scoreboard to Twin Galaxies, or was. I don't know if they still do stuff.
Yeah, it's like the Wendy's to the McDonald's of.
Yeah, more like White Castle.
I'm about to be in Louisville in a few weeks. I'm gonna eat all the White Castle I can eat. I know that they're up in Minneapolis, but I don't feel like I partook in it. Do you eat the White Castle? Anybody? Anyone?
No, because my kidneys revolt every time I do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I had to take the portable toilet out of the car, so.
They're very good until you have to go to the bathroom.
I like the chicken rings. Those were good.
Yeah, what part of the chicken is the ring?
It's the butt. Come on. Oh, God.
Hey, we got a first-time chatter.
It's the butt.
It's Archivovs.
We need to make that a button.
Oh my gosh! Why is George does not like the chicken rings?
No,
I don't like White Castle. White Castle almost killed me back in '89.
Yeah. Well, luckily you're still here. I see it took all of your hair, though.
It did.
It's working on me.
Yeah. I'm lucky to have hair at my age, being the old fart that I am. Okay. Let's talk news.
News.
I like the news.
The arcade news, arcades, pinball, industry alumni, arcade openings, collecting, celebrities, world record holders, operators, coin-out, conventions, the arcade news.
We interrupt the ventilated element.
And now, the arcade news with Kevin Stevens.
That would be me. I am here to report that I can't see past all the pop-ups in my browser. What the heck is this?
What?
It's telling me who I am in my browser. I know because you asked me.
Hey,
when I
you're
started out.
Adam. What's up?
Yeah. So from Polygon.com, a female video game pioneer who created the female-centric Atari 2600 game Wabbit was lost to history until now. Wait a minute. She was lost?
Yeah, read the story. There's some crazy stuff in here.
She was that headline is terrible.
No, wait till you read it.
Okay. Video game historian Kate Willert and Kevin Bunch, these historians, have been searching for Van Mai for years. They've sent letters across Texas, which took decades because Texas is so big.
That's
where
right.
Mai worked for Wabbit developer. Well, that's hard to say. Where Mai worked for Wabbit developer Apollo, and that's just
It gets so good though.
And searched the internet. Mr. Typey, can you mute? And all kinds of records. And now they found her. As it turns out, Mai's name was not remembered exactly right. For some time, historians thought that they were looking for a Vietnamese woman named Ban Tran. Span Bam Mam.
Wait, if she married
Shazam.
George, she would be Ban Transpan.
Spanos.
Spanos, Ban Trans Spanos.
Spanos, Tranos, Spanos. with the Video Game History Foundation. So anyway, they thought her name was Bantran.
Right.
With the Video Game History Foundation community on Discord channel dedicated to finding Mai, which obviously they know her name because they keep repeating it in the article.
Yep.
So a group of collaborators realized that the Wabbit developer they were actually looking for was Van Tran, who now goes by her married name Van Mai. Okay. So she was lost.
I just find it fascinating that there was an Atari game. They knew a woman made it, and they're like, "We're gonna find her."
Yeah, that
and
Wascally Wabbit.
They created a whole group around it.
The group.
Oh God.
The group found her by searching Texas bankruptcy records when Apollo went bankrupt. You guys remember Apollo? Because they made a bunch of 2600 games.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, a lot of them were really good. I think one of the ones that I really, really like... Okay, I'll come back to that. So they went bankrupt in the early 80s. There were records of former employees filing with the court to get their royalty checks. Mai was one of those employees. Well, that's kind of cool. So Willert and Bunch... that's a terrible...
I know, right?
Willert and Bunch...
Was it a bunch of carrots? I don't know.
Had been looking for...
Shut up!
Wascally Wabbit. They've been looking for Mai because of her involvement in Wabbit, the very first video game for home consoles with a human female protagonist. Released in 1982. Does that include the naked porn Atari games?
She's the antagonist, isn't she? I thought that Custer was the protagonist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm not sure, actually.
Released in 1982 of the Atari 2600, Wabbit stars a character called Billy Sue, a girl who's protecting her carrot crops from rabbits. Born in Vietnam, Mai came to the United States as a refugee at the end of the Vietnam War. She eventually learned computer programming and was hired at Apollo after seeing an ad for the job in a local newspaper. She hadn't made games before.
That's crazy.
But, we've kind of heard that story about some of the other guys in this industry and gals. But her concept was specifically targeting little girls, and that impressed the studio. It took 4 to 6 months to make, but Apollo filed for bankruptcy soon after its release. It's huge that the world knows her story now, as Polygon wrote in 2021, the gaming industry has had a particularly hard time preserving its own history, even within modern games. Understanding women's impact in early game history, too, has been overlooked. Finding Mai was a huge relief, Willard said. For quite a while, the team thought that she might have died. So several people had found news articles about a Bantran who was brutally murdered in the 80s. And they said, I'd sort of come to terms with this is maybe how the story ends. If they could just find confirmation, it was definitely the same person. And so after Apollo closed, Mai went to work with former colleagues at Micrographic Image. Willert and Bunch wrote, and after a few months of working on the Atari 5200 port of Solar Fox, she left the video game industry, making for a short but impactful career. I love Solar Fox.
I know, right?
That's a great article. Thanks for digging that up.
That one was pretty wild. You know what's funny is that I found another article where they're trying to find an author, a long-lost author, and he actually comments on the article like, "Oh yeah, I did that."
That's crazy. Well, this next article is from siliconera.com. Title reveals new arcade rhythm game Music Diver. Okay, I'm done with the news.
All right.
The
only reason I put this article in was because it's interesting that they talk about that they're doing a location test. Like they actually say where they're going to do it in at the end of May, which is totally bizarre, right?
So if anyone actually cares, Music Diver will distinguish itself by producing different instrumental sounds based on the marker and input locations. It will generate a snare drum sound at the bottom area, a hi-hat for the far left, a piano for the far right, and a guitar at the top. So you should be able to generate different musical sounds while you play this game. I don't really dig rhythm games. I try them every time I go to a event. But the last time I was around rhythm games, they soured me, right, Brian?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you are a little old.
Oh, Shauna. Oh,
No cap.
Shauna. Mm-hmm.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1985.
Yep. Nice work. So that's it for the canoes. What do you say we do a little Back to the Cade?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin quarter mile.
Back to the Cade with Time Runner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Hey everybody, welcome to Back to the Cade. So, I don't know if you know this, but I collect Bitcoin. Well, I mined it a long time ago. And so, within a good 6-month window, I made 3 Bitcoins. And I spent $5,000 on the miners. And I thought I was never going to make that money back. Because even in 2015, one Bitcoin was like $200 or $300. Of course, I did not buy many Bitcoin in 2015, like I should have. Mm-hmm. Because now they're like $30,000 a Bitcoin, which is, obviously I'm up, so that's good. But there's a story. I don't know if you heard it, but there's this guy that we call the Bitcoin Pizza Guy, and I'm bringing this up because I believe May 22nd is a Bitcoin Pizza Day. It's the day that this happened. I'll kind of summarize it quickly. There's a guy, his name is Laszlo Hanix. He was a programmer, and he had 10,000 Bitcoin. This is in 2010, by the way, where they're worth like pennies. And he made an offer to somebody and said, hey, I want to buy something with my Bitcoin, and I would like to buy a pizza. And so he put that out there, and he got a bite. Somebody, said, yeah, I'll sell you some pizza, And so they exchanged it. This became the first purchase ever made with Bitcoin, 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizzas. If you calculate that to the current rate, it's $304 million.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot of moolah. It reminds me a little of the red paperclip story, only a lot worse.
Yeah.
You remember that story?
Is this the one where somebody traded a red paperclip or something? Or?
Yeah. The goal was to eventually get a house.
Okay.
And the guy started with a red paperclip and traded it to people for various things. So he would up trade, basically. That was a long time ago. One red paperclip.
Wow.
Let's see here. A website created by Canadian blogger Kyle McDonald, who traded his way from a single paperclip to a house in a series of 14 online trades over a course of a year.
Jeez
so
Louise.
He traded the paperclip for a fish-shaped pen, and then that same, then he traded that for a hand-sculpted doorknob, and then a Coleman camp stove, and a Honda generator, and then some kegs.
Wow.
A Ski-Doo snowmobile. A yak trip for a box truck. What the hell is that? A second spot on a yak trip. And then he traded the box. He traded for a box truck, and then he got a box truck. He traded that for a recording contract. He traded the contract to Jody Gannant for a year's rent in Phoenix, Arizona, and then he traded that for one afternoon with Alice Cooper, and then traded that for the afternoon at Alice Cooper for a Kiss motorized snow globe. That's a down trade.
Yeah, that is a down trade.
And then he traded the snow globe to Corbin Burnson for a role in Donna on Demand. And then finally, that role was traded for a 2-story farmhouse in Kipling, Saskatchewan.
Oh, I thought it was going to be in Detroit or something.
Yeah, but it only took him a year.
Saskatchewan, come on. Hey, so the other end of my story.
Sorry.
On May 22nd, Heinix, he actually wasn't the only one to squander those 10,000 bitcoins. On the other end of that, the guy who actually sold him the pizzas, this guy Jeremy, he was a product development engineer. He spent those bitcoins for traveling, and again, at a mere, percentage of what they're currently worth.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat. It's pretty funny right now.
You have no power here. I don't know what's happening.
Well, Garcade opened the chat, first time chat. He says, everybody here is awesome, just saying. And then our guest replies, go away. And he says, you have no power here.
This
I love
is awesome.
It. Yeah.
So anyway, everybody have a pizza on May 22nd. Remember that 10,000 Bitcoin transaction.
I am not going to do that because I'm mad about that story.
Because
A, I'm not rich, and B, I'm not rich.
Yeah, well, play the lotto or something. You never know, right?
I worked with a tech who in 2015 bought $10,000 worth of Bitcoin.
Oh my God! So smart. Does he still have them?
She still had them, and she really got into it. And when you're crypto trading with that much stuff, she was playing all the floats for the last 2 years. So she kept selling high, buying low. So like, even though that Bitcoin alone was worth like 1.3 million at one point, she was actually up like 1.9 million because she kept just buying and selling, and selling.
It dips and low. Yeah.
Yeah. She had all these automatic sells, automatic buys. I mean, it was incredible. And what's funny about it is, she's like $1.8 million, and like a tech in the hospital is making usually between like $30,000 and $40,000 a year. I mean, she could put it in a savings account.
Well, yeah.
Pull it all out, put it in a savings account, and literally make more on the interest from a savings account. So anyways, it was just, but
yeah, you know what I love about this story? Nothing.
She, though, she was a wonderful person, super nice. Like,
it's a shame Brian had to kill her.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's got all her Bitcoin.
We got rid of her, and I don't know what happened to all that Bitcoin.
Oh no!
Didn't just buy a house, or just bought a building.
Oh my God! So here's the part of where I segue and ask Adam.
What's in the Juke?
Nice touch. Welcome to the Season 6 edition of What's in the Juke. It's the game within a game within a podcast. Today, we feature super short, isolated audio tracks from 1986. If you can guess the title of the song, you'll get. Guess the name of the group that you'll get. Half point. Yeah, guess both. Then full point. If you don't know either, fight it out. Oh my God. Oh no. Now that the fighting is over, let's begin. Yes. We have 10 tracks. Are you ready, Brian?
I'm on it.
Nice.
Promise me heaven and put me through hell.
I stuck that track right in there. That was your first track.
Promise me heaven and put me through.
Ooh, there's a lot of bleed in that one.
It's very airy. There's a lot of resonance. Yep.
Grinwing with Bon Jovi.
Nice.
And Andy with You Give Love a
now
Bad Name.
We should tell George that you can participate.
That's right.
But you have a 10-second advantage.
That's right.
All right, here comes your next track. Wow. I have that album.
It's crazy when you hear it just with the voice.
That's very watery.
It is. Yeah, I feel like the quality on this AI is way
Grinwing, getting Falco.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's on his Falco 3 album. The song was
I think Joe Drosen.
Yeah.
Right.
Joe Drosen. Rock me on Amadeus.
Just got some half points there for those fellas.
Got it.
Okay.
Nicely done.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
All right, here comes your next one.
Figures up ahead, moving in the trees.
That's a good song.
I like her.
Yeah, she's good. She's a good singer.
I had a crush on her in high school.
Her sister released her first solo album ever last year.
Mike Page with Heart.
Nice. And the song?
Full point. Whiskey Flipper.
Okay.
Half point.
Half point for those fellas. Next track.
Yes, we've had our ups and downs.
Is the fighting part of this sample?
I love this song too. Actually, I like the video for this one because one of the band members is smoking underwater.
Half point
for Joe Drosen.
Hugh Lewis and Andy with Happy to Be Stuck With You.
Nice. Okay, here comes your next track.
Metal attention, giving you the traction, girl. Well, attention.
Let's go.
Go.
This is timely
Andy
because
with the name Danger Zone and Kenny Loggins for Voices FYC.
Full point.
Nice. Joe Drosen contributed that it was from Top Gun, but not the song or the title of the artist's name. I've got tickets to see the new Top Gun. Has anybody any interest?
I'm gonna go see it, but I have tickets to see Star Trek: The Motion Picture in 4K at the theater on the 23rd. That's this weekend.
My wife doesn't want to see that.
Monday,
so
yeah. Okay, here comes your next track.
A man can tell 1,000 nights.
This is true.
I've learned my lesson well.
Full point.
Hope I live to tell.
Is it a
Joe Drosen with Madonna.
Nice.
And Andy with Live to Tell.
Yep.
In the lead right now, Andy, second place, Joe Drosen, third place, Grinwing.
Nice.
Baby Shark.
You could have a steam train.
Good.
Nerd. Nice. Look at Andy.
Point.
Got a half point there. The song is Sledgehammer.
Whiskey Flipper. And Peter. Do we give Gabriel?
Well, wait a minute.
there we go.
I think
Andy,
go look up higher. Andy said Sledgehammer first.
Andy got Sledgehammer first.
Oh, he did.
And then Grinwing was Gabriel for half point.
Half point.
Yeah. You guys are going to have to start fighting with Brian on that one.
I don't keep track of scores anymore. I just spend 2 hours sampling songs and then stripping them down to a 1 second samples.
Here comes your next track.
I love how Whiskey Flipper's on it.
Me alone.
Oh, that's kind of a tough one.
It is.
You read me alone.
You led me on.
Juliet.
Yeah, when you don't have the music to sort of make you sound really good, it's
This is a deeper cut. People are gonna have trouble with this one.
yeah. Do you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Joe Drosen didn't. Oh, well, that's close.
Oh, he just said the lyrics back to us.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Somebody Google it.
Google it. Songs with you're obsessed. Nice.
Yo, mom.
Mumbling British guy. That's close. That's close.
Is he British?
Yep. I think he is. Well, was.
I don't know. I never heard him speak.
I think he is.
He died young, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was like 50.
Crazy.
Yeah. In his hotel room.
Oh, man.
Just like Bob saying it.
Dang it. I should never have hit Bob in the head like that.
Oh.
All right. I think, we should rickroll on this one. So we're gonna move on from that one. That was Robert Palmer. I didn't mean to turn you on. And moving on.
So Robert Palmer was an English singer-songwriter.
Okay.
He died at 54. So,
Ugh.
Okay. Next track. Oh boy.
Sitting with the things, girl, trying to work it out.
That's a good one.
Half point.
Black Boy Jungle.
I don't think it's the lyric.
No, it sounds like it should be, though.
Makes you want to scream and shout.
Everybody's like, Robert Palmer.
Oh, you got it. No, Whiskey Flipper got the whole thing.
Did he?
Full point. Nice work.
Let's go all the way, Sly Fox. Nice.
Yep.
One last one.
I learned it by watching you.
Oh, no. The 80s. Hey, everybody, you almost won. You're going to get... No.
Oh my gosh, I've been watching The Price is Right. They have the Bob Barker era on Freevee, and you can just watch it all day long. Okay.
We won't fight, we try to see.
Well, Ewok 5, he wakes me. That's pretty good, huh? Everybody give their interpretation of the lyrics there.
Ewok 5, we try to see.
I was like, for a second, like, who's this other jerk that's singing over it? And I'm like, oh, it's just you.
It's just me.
I thought it was his backup singer. Oh man, that guy's off key. And Andy got it.
Higher love. And Voices FYC for a half point for the name. The final total here is going to be Andy taking it with 3 points. Second place is a three-way tie between Grinwing, Joe Drosen, and Whiskey Flipper at 1.5 points. Third place to Voices FYC.
Thanks for playing.
Hey, everybody, thanks. Good job, everyone. I mean, honorary fourth place to Mike Page. You rock, Mike Page.
You think we'll get flagged for Prices Right?
No.
Okay. That's good.
You've played that before.
Yeah.
Do we get on to the guest, or do we have a...
We do have one
voicemail. We have a voicemail.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, those are always fun.
Allegedly.
George is like, when do I get to talk?
Is George still here?
Yeah, he muted because I was giving him shit about his keyboard. And he's like, hey, wait, we have a voicemail.
Let's hear it. There's always a delay.
You know, there is usually a delay when I have to find the voicemail.
It's on there's a link, right? Isn't
it? I don't think there is.
I'm clicking it.
Oh, you know why? Because that's Cinco de Mayo's show that's up there. I have the wrong show notes.
No way. How have you been surviving this whole time?
I don't know. I'm just that good.
I don't know why it says the date's wrong on there, but just ignore that. Just
all right.
Thank you for calling 612-548-GAME. This is RcadeRadio. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hey everybody, it's your buddy, Bob Zarzadeck, control panel expert and technician. Yeah, today, my girlfriend Yara and I are learning all about the American judicial system. Yeah, she's been thinking about becoming a U.S. citizen, so we popped into a totally random courthouse to check out America in action.
America.
Yeah. The trial we walked into, it's all about some guy and his ex, and it's kind of like a he said, she said kind of thing. I'm having kind of a hard time following what's going on, but apparently someone pooped the bed, and then there's mega pints of wine, which I am totally into, by the way. Yeah. I also learned all about hearsay and how you shouldn't say what you heard, or is it you shouldn't hear what you said? Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna swing this handset back to you guys. Hey, I heard you got George Spanos on the show. Is he purple like his bro? Hey, ask him to snap his fingers for me so that you guys will have a great show. Hey, y'all. Thanks a lot for taking my phone call, guys. Zarzadeck out.
It's Spanos.
Who was that?
Who is that guy?
That's Bob Zarzadeck. He calls our show every time.
Yeah, he lives behind a Walmart.
Yeah.
I don't know him.
He should
You
go.
gotta Google that.
Yeah, you gotta
Bob
Google that.
Zarzadeck.
And when you Google it, add Bob Zarzadeck meat stick.
Snake. Or just Bob Zarzadeck naked. That's a good one too. Also, don't do that. He's doing it. I can hear him.
I can hear. Fight him, Spanos. Hey guys, what are you talking? Should we talk about this next? We should do maybe an interview or something.
Yes,
I think so.
Okay, we got like 10 minutes left for the show, so should we go? Hey, wait. Oh, it's building up, George. You can feel it. You can feel it. Welcome again, George Spanos, to the show.
Welcome.
Hey, man.
You can unmute yourself.
Welcome.
Yeah, so let's let's start the night off with a classic Mark question.
George, as a youth, what were the circumstances? Hey, shut up! As a youth, what were the circumstances where you first became hooked on arcade games?
It's from birth.
From birth?
From birth, yeah.
Okay, so where was this? Was it at the hospital, in the waiting room? Like, what exactly? Give us some details.
See, he has no idea whatsoever.
No, not at all. This is my opener.
So now I got to tell the story. Okay.
Okay.
If you look right behind me.
Yes, I see a portal.
Can we zoom in?
See that? That was my grandparents' business. Actually, that was from 1986. That big building there, that was a grocery store at the time. But then my grandpa, he had this vision.
Oh.
that he was going to turn it into a pool hall arcade.
Interesting.
And that house that you can barely see in that picture, all the way to the right, that's where I lived. I lived right directly next door to it, actually. So, no, my mom worked in the store, the grocery store. My grandpa, he put video games wherever he could put video games to make money with them. And
well, that's cool.
That's what I did like every day since I was like 2.
Nice.
So
like 1992.
No.
do the math.
1985. It would have been 85. My brain, I wasn't self-aware yet. That didn't happen until 86. I've only heard legends of like what I was doing when I was like 2. But I'm told that the very first game I ever played was Miss Pac-Man. So,
yeah, because do you care for that game anymore?
Yeah, as long as you got the speed up chip.
Oh yeah. You gotta have that.
Any idea how far you got as a 2-year-old?
Oh no, I sucked at it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like if I get to like the banana level or something like that, like it's a good day.
Yeah. I like
right now, Mark's going, there's bananas?
I thought they were Super Pac-Man, but okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in Miss Pac-Man.
Sweet.
Truthfully, I don't really. I'm in this like kind of strange phase of life where it's like, okay, that's my job. I fix those, right? Don't really enjoy playing them that much anymore.
No.
Is that what happens? I mean,
is
it like it's like quality assurance at this point?
Yeah, that's the part that like kind of like if I'm playing pinball, I was playing Earthshaker the other day. I posted a picture on Facebook. Like I had to fix the left flipper on it, right? And I'm playing it, and like I realized there that it was like I'm not like really seriously like playing this to like win at it. I'm playing it to like make sure that everything works on it.
So you're like an arcade fluffer.
What? No. It's called destructive testing.
This show just went totally
Culture
left.
testing.
Sure.
Yeah, but pinball. Yeah, pinball. Like with it. Gar's F14. That thing is a dumpster fire. Kept popping diverter coils, and it was like blowing up resistors and transistors on the board and all that. Like it was a real nuisance trying to. There's a spider on the ceiling. By
That's
the way.
what happens when
Spiders
games
are
get
good.
old.
No.
When games get old, they start not working.
Yeah.
An F14 is probably about the same age as you, maybe a couple years younger.
Few.
That's a good game.
You know what? I didn't like F14 until I fixed that one, which is like totally ironic.
Hey, I know where there's another broken one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's Starcade.
Oh.
There's. Well, it's working now.
Oh.
We sent Billy 7 up there.
Okay.
And Jabba Ruga says the dumpster fire is a trademarked Flarecade LLC. Thank you very much.
Flarecade.
So, George,
is he up to 1,000 messages now?
What's the last game that you remember really like enjoying? Like, what's the last game you played that you're like, this is freaking cool?
Smash TV.
Oh. Eugene Jarvis special.
Yeah, me and Eugene we're like that.
Yeah.
Not really, but no, I love that game since we got it back in the day, back in 90. It's funny that you brought up the grommet thing because Gar actually replaced all the grommets on Smash TV because I did them all on Total Carnage. It's funny you mentioned the intensity of like the strength of the grommets, like circa Simpsons X-Men, because the joysticks that I put in that Total Carnage, I believe, were from an X-Men.
Yep.
And I was surprised that the grommets lived as long as they did. They almost made it to 30 years, but they finally broke once he put that game out on the floor. So put all new ones in and had to readjust all the switches to fix the diagonals and stuff, because like I don't know why they put those like Hap Ultimate joysticks in that game. I don't know why they did that, because it just doesn't play right. So I had those. Yeah, so I had that set of X-Men joysticks that I got off KLOV back in 2010. I was like, I'm gonna put these in there.
All right, you guys. I just had an idea. So Brian and Mark, you are tasked. I task you. I task thee.
Go.
I task thee to continue to interrogate George, because I want to go get a couple of things, and I'm gonna bring him on the air, and I have some questions for George.
You're gonna bring him on the air? Like, isn't he on the air right now? I'm like, where are we?
Yeah, I mean, it is funny the joysticks that were chosen, because like the early games, joysticks were really, the controls were really tailored. We've talked to some of the designers, and later on, it almost feels like they just took what was on the shelf. Like, okay, what can we get now? What's available for this? And there was kind of like a standard set of joysticks, and that's what they grabbed. But I mean, the change in feel between a Hap stick and a Wico stick is dramatic. I mean, you go from a rubberized grommet to just a spring system.
Yeah, it really screwed up. Like, so for me, with like with the ball top leaf switch joystick, is that it's got like kind of a degree of like that kind of like the analog control kind of thing. The transitions between going down and into that down left diagonal and stuff like that. Like those ultimate joysticks that they put on that thing, like they were not working for me at all. And I wish I would have kept those old joysticks, but I wound up donating them to my old job. I used them someplace. They got tossed somewhere.
I have a question. Arcade related. Did you ever stop playing arcade games like for any length of time? Like, did you ever take like a break? Like, did you just discover like, dating or something? Like, what happened? What was the exact circumstance?
I'm glad that you asked. No, my my grandparents, they retired in 1997, and they had actually leased out the pool hall a couple of years prior. So every video game they had, they sold every single one of them.
Oh my God!
And I remember it was the summer of 2000. Like, I knew about emulators like Nesticle and stuff like that. I knew about that. But when I discovered MAME, I was like, whoa. Wait a minute. I can play those on here too? So it was, and that's what I did for about 7 years until they went back into business in 2007. And what they did was they were just going to operate the outside business, with the driving range and mini golf, batting cages, and go-karts, and they had like a little train ride, the people that leased from them. They were just going to do that and try to like sell the place like right away.
Right.
And 2007, that's when like the markets were starting to get like kind of messed up. We were entering like the lending crisis at that point. So like there were a lot of interested parties that wanted to buy the place. They just couldn't get the money. They couldn't get the money from the banks, so we got into year 2, and one of the guys who was like trying to buy the place let slip to my grandpa that there was a place that he found that had closed up that was like selling all of their stuff for like pennies on the dollar, right? So we wound up buying that, and then like the old pool hall building, that's where we put in like the indoor arcade thing.
Oh, wow.
And so that's actually a really funny story. So like I met the guy that like fixed the games at the place that we were buying all the stuff from, right? And I remember they brought all the stuff into the building, and then like the next day my grandpa he like summons me inside. He's like, I need to talk to you. And he says to me, he's like, I want you to go next door and I want you to plug all the games in and make sure that they all work. And I'm like, why wouldn't they work? Right? And it was funny, like the very first game that I plugged in had an issue. Then the second game had an issue. And the third game had an issue. Ultimately, out of the 60 items that we bought, 30 of them didn't work in some capacity. So I go back to him the next day and I'm like, I got bad news for you. And he's like, really? What happened? And I'm like, yeah, half the games don't work. Right? And he's like, oh. Now, mind you, at this point, I was doing the same jobs as like the high school kids that work for us. I was doing all the dirty grunt work at that point. I wasn't fixing games, you know? Right? So he goes to me, he goes, well, do you know how to fix them? And I'm like, no. I didn't know. I could tell you what's wrong with it, but I couldn't tell you how to fix it, right? So he was like, all right. And he had this Rolodex. Y'all are old. You know what a Rolodex is.
Of course, yeah.
He's got this magic Rolodex.
Wait a second. I'm going to start calling you Shauna. I'm going to start calling you Shauna.
Probably.
That's what I'm going to do.
Your names were probably in this Rolodex. He was able to like find anybody, right?
Oh, yeah. I remember being in that Rolodex.
But I found a couple of guys, and he was like, all right. I found you these 2 guys, and they're going to come in, and they're going to fix all the games, and I want you to watch them and learn how they do it, right? And I'm like, well, okay, I can do that, I think,
That's cool.
But one of the guys... So the 2 guys, they had, like, a different philosophy. One guy was, like, very giving with the knowledge. I have to give shout-out to my Uncle Dave, or... Hello, Dave. He was very, like... giving with like the knowledge. He wanted to like actually teach me how to like do all this stuff, right? But the other guy, he was just like a straight up like mercenary technician. To him, it was like side work. He didn't want to show me too much. So But Uncle Dave one day, and he goes to me, he's like, you know what you need in here? And I'm like, what? And he's like, you need some fighting games. And I'm like, wait, really? You know, now mind you, this is 2008. This is before like the whole retro arcade thing like blew up, right? So kind of in a way, I was like one of the first people that was like doing that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But Uncle Dave, he brings in the 2 fighting games that he was going to sell, and one of them I could see under that black spray paint, it said Killer Instinct.
Whoa.
Nice.
Incidentally, is the game that's at Gar's now. That was the one and only restoration I ever did. I stripped all that paint and the control panel and all that stuff.
Very cool.
But that cabinet had a Tekken 3 in it, and I started getting ideas. I was like, well, wait a minute, that's a JAMA cabinet. I can buy any game I want and put it in there, right? You know, so that was where the collecting thing started. It started in October 2008. And boy, you want to talk about falling down a rabbit hole.
Oh man.
But you know what? Back in the day, back in the 2000s, you could get the stuff cheap.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's why I got like boxes upon boxes of like, you know, boards and stuff like that. You know, it all came from back then. You know, it was pretty ridiculous. But it spread from boards. I started buying whole cabinets. I was like, Uncle Dave, do you got any cabinets for sale? And that became my Tekken Tag Tournament cabinet, that one. But then I started buying Donkey Kong, Popeye. I got this Versus cabinet. I put Mario Brothers in it. I had Killer Instinct 2 I bought from a guy. You know, and on and on and on and on and on and so forth. You know, it just... But then when we had to leave, I was like, oh crap, I have 15 games. What am I going to do with all these? You know? So a lot of them, they had to get sold, and then like 5 of them I had at home.
Wow.
When I moved from there, you know, I had to sell off a bunch of those.
Have you ever seen the animated marquee for Tekken Tag?
What? No.
Yeah, no.
On a Cyber Lead.
Cyber Lead, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
What's the game that you like? Is there a game that you found, bought, worked on that you were like, I can't believe, like, I'm working on this, I found this, I bought this. Like, what's the craziest game you've ever found yourself with, either through work or purchasing?
I always wanted a Killer Instinct. My grandpa wanted Killer Instinct back in the day, you know, like when it was new. But by that point, money was so tight, you know, we just couldn't afford it, you know. So, but when I put that game together, I showed it to him. I was like, hey, Papa, come check this out, you know. And he sees it and he's like, oh, like that was the one that we like just couldn't get back in '94, you know.
Yep.
But no, that one like kind of like blew my mind because when they emulated that back in 2000, that was when it was the Killer Instinct Arcade Machine Emulator Project, KIAME.
Right.
They had a message board, and there was some kid on there. He had like 6 of them in his room, and it made me mad looking at it. I was like, why do you have 6 of them? I should have one of those, you know. Like it just made me mad looking at it, you know. But then I did it, you know. I had it, and so.
Did we derail you? Did we derail you?
Renegade Fred, he's talking about the fighter row in Crete. Like, I had like a whole row of them, you know.
Nice.
There would be days where I would just go in there, like if it was raining outside or something like that, it's like, well, I can't do anything out there. And oh, by the way, all of my games were. No, I made a very strong emphasis on, like, you know, wherever I fix games, like every single one of them has to work, you know.
Yep.
Free play or coin mechs?
Those were on tokens.
Oh, nice. Adam is also.
Yeah, the games at GARS, they still got the token labels on them, like 2 tokens, 1 play. GAR, you can't take those off. You have to leave those labels on.
Or give them to you.
And
or they get reclaimed.
They still got the token mechs in them, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm familiar with those.
Yeah, Adam. Hey, haven't you made a fresh batch, Adam, recently?
No, 2020 I did.
Oh, it feels fresh to me.
I actually had them minted in 2019, November, December. Yeah,
I've lost all my Adams arcades.
5,000 tokens that
Oh
no
my
one
God.
used in the year 2020.
oh, hey everybody, we got to give Paradise Arcade Shop a shout out because
We
my
do?
Mortal Kombat 2 and Killer Instinct, they have those IL Euro sticks.
Oh,
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna play a little game with you, George. It's called
21 questions.
It's called Identify This Crazy Arcade Thing.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh, are you gonna pull it? Okay, here it's gonna happen.
Here comes your
Okay.
first one. This little PCB here. Does that look familiar?
That's great. But
Yeah,
you
I can't see it. I can't see it.
Oh, because you're not watching the
No, because
the
your
live
background is like crap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, because
Turn
I'm
off
on
your
Skype.
fake background. Your Skype background is overriding it.
Oh,
Show
that's
us your
funny.
dirty room. Come on.
Yeah, well, except for if you look at the live feed, you'd see it.
Would we?
Yeah, because it's not. I don't have a background.
So we have to look at it in a couple second delay.
Oh, you're right. You don't.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Yeah, because it's not weird if you. Yeah, it's not really that weird.
I still see the background.
That's because you're not looking at the live.
Yeah,
feed.
if
Okay,
you
let
look
me
at the
turn
Twitch
off
feed.
there's no background anymore.
Oh,
Okay, what's this guy?
Well, we gotta wait 10 seconds until we.
No, you
see
don't,
it.
because I put it back on Skype.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that looks familiar.
Yeah. Do you know what that guy is?
The
game is from 1987. Brian knows what it is because he's recently had to deal with this.
That was a good hint.
It was a good hint.
Wait, is it APB?
It is APB. That is
that's from the lights.
Yeah,
That's from the lights.
there you go. You got it. All right, here comes a real tough one.
I hit the mute button. Did
Do
you
you
hear
know what
I
this
said?
is?
Oh, that looks kind of familiar.
This is not from an arcade game. This is a cheat. This is from a vending machine. A Fun Chicken. This is the opto board from a Fun Chicken. All right.
Okay.
This is one you might be able to get.
Wait, so that's the egg sensor.
Yeah. Well, no.
So
It's yes. It dropped when
so you're showing us the chicken butt sensor.
Yeah, exactly. This is the
prize sensor.
This is the chicken ring, Mark.
Is it?
Yes.
No.
Yep. So when the chicken drops an egg, it goes through this and it registers that.
Is that the movie Hut chicken ring? Chicken?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Okay. Everybody can do this one.
Okay, let's see it.
Here we go.
It's a little Oh, wait. Oh, God.
We already talked about that.
It's the Wico Perfect 360 opto board.
That's not an opto board.
It's a grommet.
It's not a battle. Is that a Battlezone grommet?
But what is it from though? Does Brian know?
It looks like a Wico. It's not a mispack. It's too big for that.
Yeah, it is a Wico. It's for I kept them for Robotron.
Oh God, I hope my Robotrons never need that fixed.
Yeah, I have one that's in need of it right now, and I've got. I gave the rest to Brian, but I kept 5 of them because I knew I have to replace one, and that leaves me with 2 full sets.
And you can get new shiny shafts from either Brad Rydell or myself.
Oh, for the Wico sticks?
For the actually for Robotron specifically, the 4-inch Wicos.
Oh, cool. Does Arcade Shop do those too?
I don't know if they do the 4-inch Wicos. They do the regular length, but
they do have them.
Do they do the 4-inch?
They do? But I think they might be always out of stock. I don't know.
Well,
I've seen them. I've seen them on there.
I can tell you we have plenty of stock. And the advantage is you can put any color ball top you want on top of them.
I basically steal all of the buttons, but I pay money for them. So
I thought it'd be fun for chatters. Here's a question for you, George. Why are the lights so dark in here all of a sudden?
I don't know. It's romantic where you're at.
Exactly.
That's hot.
Alexa, order 10 pounds of cream corn. Go. No?
It's going to do it on yours, not mine.
Mine's called Ziggy. I renamed it. Oh, shit. Shut up.
Oh, shit. Anyhow, question for you. What was one of the most difficult fixes you've ever had to do? Well, was it one of your early ones that you remember struggling with? Tell us a story about struggle and success.
Yes.
So you want me to put people? You want me to put people on blast now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because
it's like a job interview.
Okay. There was a guy that I did work for. That, like, his games were very poor quality, and he would sell them to this one guy that I did work at his place, and he would just peddle all this junk on this guy, right?
Huh.
And expect me to fix it, So I would tell him such and such thing is broken on this game, and we need parts to fix it, right? And he would just never buy parts. So, does anybody know that Namco game Jumpin' Jackpot? It's that jump rope kind of game.
No.
I'm have to check that out.
Jumpin' Jackpot. I had to fix one of the sensor boards on it because this guy.
Oh yeah, those are crazy with the big old
Jackpot.
The sphere with the lights around them. I've never put money in those, so I have no idea what.
Yeah.
There's just always a little child by it crying. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah. The Bounce Brothers are gonna make you jump.
I lost my quarter.
Yeah. So I had to cobble this sensor back together, and I'm at this place. It was called Monkey Joe's over in Rockford, and it was such a nuisance, trying to cobble this sensor back together, because if one of the sensors is blocked on it, the game won't work.
Okay.
And I'm Mr. Fix-It, I have to make it just magically work. This is why, I'm at a point now where it's I've done enough magic tricks with games, just buy the parts. Let's just do it right.
It's a fuse.
You hear that, Gar? Just buy the parts.
Yeah, my Paperboy won't boot, so I'm buying a new video card. I got a 50-50 chance that it's going to come back.
Yeah, but that's good because never mind. But yeah,
what?
Keep going, George.
No, it was just so aggravating,
But then you got it working, and then
even,
was it the best feeling ever?
No, it wasn't. I was so mad.
You're so metal. You're so angry.
But haven't you ever had the best feeling ever? You fixed something and you conquered it. And it's,
dude,
it's been a while. I agree, but
I used to keep mental tabs on all right, the top 5 most ridiculous fixes ever. Same guy, he had an Afterburner Climax, and one of the pots on the neck board. It was one of those Nanao monitors, one of the Japanese monitors. The pot exploded.
That's bad.
It exploded, and it's well, I don't have a replacement, and
do I need one?
So I was able to put it back together.
No way.
And hot glue it in place. Yes.
No way.
Yes.
A capacitor. That's a total operator move.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but it's not like anybody was. If I go to either one of these dudes and I'm yeah, we need a new pot for the neck board, they're gonna be huh?
Let's get the creative juices flowing. Okay, I remember an instance where my Tempest was blooming, and and it was a 6100, and I pulled the chassis, and I was monkeying around with it, and I blew up all the transistors on the 6100 board.
The frame transistors?
The frame one of the frame transistors grounded, and then I managed to blow out all of the ones on the chassis. So the little guys.
The little U07 and
the
U57.
M3, whatever.
Oh my god.
So every freaking one of those was burned out. But I was determined to get it working by myself. It probably took me 2 full days of taking it in and out of the machine because I didn't have a bench. And I made sure everything was grounded correctly on the chassis and on the frame. And I finally got that fucker going. And it was the best feeling. It was the best feeling. And Tempest is a bear to keep running anyway. You know, that interconnect cable is constantly an issue. I finally bought one of Bob's cables, which decreased the problem. But, you know.
Which interconnect cable?
Tempest.
The one between the main board and the math box. Big. Yeah, it was like an IDC.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about monitors still, because that the monitor cable, we actually just had some problems with GARs.
Oh.
And we were doing a repair for GAR. GAR kept blowing transistors on a 6100. And we figured out that the problem was that the copper inside the wires on the 61, it was just basically gone.
What
like
which? Oh, you mean for the anode cup or what?
No, on the going to the transistors.
That's
going to the transistors. So you know how you have the frame transistors, right?
Yeah.
They have a harness that goes to them.
Little socket. Yeah.
That wire was like evaporating.
Interesting.
ArcEvolve says I taught Spanos most of everything he knows. True?
No.
Well, ArcEvolve's
ArcEvolves.
He's new to the chat. And then also there's who's this Renegade Fred character?
I don't know.
It's Fred.
It's Fred?
It's Fred.
Oh,
Arcade incorrectly followed up.
Way back.
Does he?
Yeah, he's one of the few humans. Actually, he's the only human in this chat right now that has been to Creed Family Fun Center. He's the only one.
Oh, wow.
Creed. That's a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
Crete.
Oh,
like the island in Greece.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, Crete. Crete.
Yes.
I gotcha.
South suburbs. Yes.
But now that he said Creed, I'm going to open that place up.
Right, that sounds fun. Like Office.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that's in the back. What?
All right. You got more questions? Or
Slive. Wait, I got another one.
I think he got called. Somebody was like, "What the hell are you still on here? What the?"
Wait, Sly Family Arcade.
Like your number of viewers, it's diminishing because you
Sly
need more
Family
me.
Stone. What are you talking about? It's going up right now.
No, well, there was 22, but the problem is that our podcast gets a lot of people. The live is not where you make your money. So
right.
Yeah, we make a ton of.
It's in the repeat performances.
Yeah,
yes.
It's called subscribers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in our syndication.
Do I get royalties?
And you get a pat on the back and a hearty hi-ho, basically.
Boy, for somebody who's not as famous as Eugene Jarvis, he really had some smack for the show right about now. I'm ready to hang up on our guest.
What? No way, dude. He's great.
You can. I'll tell you what, George. You can take any bin you wanted from MGC.
Oh,
in front of the booth.
See, I was giving away junk. Like Ted wound up getting a lot of stuff from me. He's on my naughty list, by the way. You better tell him to
Are we talking about Hooper?
Hooper?
He's on my naughty list.
Why is Hooper on the naughty list?
We should do Arcade Radio Celebrity Deathmatch.
I missed that show.
We could have George on and Hooper and just let them go nuts.
Do you have any stories about the one that got away?
Talking about women?
Yeah, why not? That sounds good.
No, games that got away?
I mean, whatever.
You know, I'm at a very peaceful stage in my life when it comes to like, you know, video games, because I see people in these like KLOV threads. They're like, "What did you buy?" Like, you know, like, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, nothing. I've gotten everything that I ever wanted.
That's pretty cool. So you have nothing in
the... like, I'm done. Like, I will never buy another game ever again. I'm totally content with never buying another...
Ever get a computer?
I'm ready to go back in time like 22 years and just play MAME. I'm ready to do that.
Right.
But I keep going to the Garcade and it's like, well, I got to make sure these games work.
Right.
Well, I like how the work is in quotations.
You know, it's funny he could say that because he's got 200 games at his disposal, you know.
He wanted me to talk about Seawolf.
SeaWorld? Okay.
Seawolf.
Not SeaWorld.
You got Seawolf working, didn't you?
Seawolf, yes, I got Seawolf working. All right.
I'm selling my Seawolf.
Can we put people on blast here?
Yeah, we've been waiting for that.
Mark Spaeth.
Oh,
we never speak ill of Mark Spaeth here. We've never done that.
Oh, shut up. Season 1. Come on.
It's been about a year since I badmouthed him like 6 episodes in a row.
I am annoyed that we have the same first name.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, so...
Okay,
I already invented that.
We have about 4 minutes left.
Is Bradell still here? Still here, Brad? Is he still here?
Bradell.
So I fix those old Williams games, those old classic Williams games. That's what I do. Or did. I have to do it.
The plastic ones?
The old ones, like Defender and Robotron and Joust. But for some reason, most of the ones that I've had to fix were Joust. I have no idea why. But
Jousts.
My Joust has been running for 7 years.
According to Mark Spaeth, he says that you can't piggyback chips.
What? No.
And I said to that, I said, are you for real, dude? Because, like, that's... So those multiplexer chips, those 74153 chips, right? If those go bad, you can piggyback those and diagnose which one's the bad one, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Gar's Seawolf had the picket fence issue. That means, like, all the sprites, they got, like, lines in them.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you get up on the Google machine, Seawolf picket fence, none of those fixes worked, right?
Oh, man.
So I started reading the Seawolf troubleshooting guide. I'm looking at the schematics.
So they have one of those?
Yes. Midway was pretty good about making those. But, like, I'm reading this thing, and the outputs from the bit shifter chips, because 8080 hardware is not capable at the CPU level to make those sprites move. So there's like special chips that make the sprites move, right? So like in Space Invaders, the little you know, all that.
Yeah.
There's AMD bit shifters. Those bit shifters, there's big giant bit shifters on Tempest, by the way. The outputs of the 8080 bit shifters actually go into the multiplexers that handle the controls, you know, the periscope. When you have the lines and the sprites, the picket fence effect, the periscope doesn't work right. So I'm like, I figured it out. I'll bet you it's those multiplexers that are bad, right? So I piggybacked all 4 of them, and I turned the game on, and Gar was there, and Timbo Slice was there, and I said, hey, guys, guess what? The lines are gone.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, that's a bunch of blah, 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 you know. And I'm like, no, go look at it. No lines, right? So I said to Gar, I said, hey, sir, would you like me to figure out specifically which multiplexer is bad? Or do we just change them all? And he's like, no, man, change them all. And I'm like, oh, you mean like tires on a car? You don't just change one tire, you change all 4 of them, right? Right? It's 4 multiplexers. I reach out of my case, which, by the way, Mr. Gar, those are $5 a piece.
That's big money.
Also, all this stuff is going away. You can't just replace them.
Gar's like,
put Gar on blast now. Okay.
He's like,
Gar blast.
His solution is to replace the board with one that works.
I have one that the guy replaced every chip. He shotgunned every single chip, and it does not work. So, but anyway.
See, that blows my mind. That blows my mind when you get like these first-timer, rookie, novice collectors that have never, they don't.
He made a list of every chip, ordered a new one of every single chip, and then replaced every chip.
Okay, first of all, the advice on that is don't do that because
yes, exactly.
There's a ton of chips that are like fake.
Okay, so everybody, I'm putting everybody on blast. I have a Seawolf for sale. It's really cheap.
All right. See, Brad is dropping some lyrical knowledge here. Like, you can't piggyback any chip. Like, there's only certain ones that you can do it with. But
right, your EEPROM. Don't piggyback the EEPROM.
Yeah, don't piggyback the EEPROM. I mean, you can do it with like RAMs or in this case multiplexers. I found on the Williams games like any kind of like data buffers that seems to work on those.
If you have an output stuck low, I believe it'll work, won't it? Because if it goes high,
that's voltage, right? So low is
it'll trigger the chip.
Yeah, I think
you could do that. I mean, usually, I mean, you're talking probably, or actually, what I found out is there are some instances where you piggyback the chips and you'll make the issue worse.
So Brad says no.
He says no. Usually it's when you have like opens, like TTL, it's transistor logic, right? So inside those chips are like transistors, and like depending on which number chip you got determines like which way the legs go inside the chip, right? If those transistors inside the chip break, he's making faces.
He's having fun with his filters.
I mean, that's ignorant, dude. That's
the first like week that you have Snapchat. What's happening?
Yeah. But like if you got opens in the transistors and you piggyback a chip on, usually that'll restore the functionality. Or like I said, you might make the problem worse. That's another way to triangulate which chip is bad specifically. But getting back to my previous point about the novice first-time collector people,
right.
They'll get like a Galaga and they're gonna be like, I'm gonna replace all the sockets on the board, and it's like, you idiots.
No.
No. The thing about those single wipe sockets is like, when you pull the chip out like one-sided and you bend the legs like 45 degrees on the opposite end, that might cause a problem with single wipe sockets. So I make a very strong point of emphasis, like, to straighten the legs.
Right. Nice.
And I tried very hard to bestow upon everybody all this vast knowledge that I have obtained in life. And sometimes they listen, and most of the time they don't.
Oh. So what were you saying?
That's it. I'm done.
All right, everybody. George Spanos.
If you want me to come back next week, I'll come back next week.
George, I have a question for you.
Yes.
You've worked with a lot of people, and avoiding the blasts right now. If there is one person that you've had the opportunity to meet, talk to, or haven't had the opportunity to meet in the arcade hobby, creators, designers, programmers, whoever, who's the one person that you'd pick to like go out to lunch with and like chat with, like spend a little bit of time just...
Yeah, that's a good question.
People that I haven't met?
Doesn't matter. It could be anybody. Because somebody you met, somebody you haven't met. Who's the person? If you're like, if I had 1 hour to talk to any arcade person in the world, who would that person be?
It's a good one.
At this last MGC, that was the first time I actually talked to Warren Davis. Like, he was on my bucket list for several years. But no disrespect to anybody, but Eugene Jarvis is like the most quality dude I've ever hung out with.
That guy's fun.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's great.
And he's got so many stories and stuff, like...
And he's on top of his game. It's not like we're...
Dude, still, to this present day. I mean, do you know anybody in the industry that has conquered in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s? That's
Yes.
decades.
Still going. Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Legend.
And
Dairy.
You know, he's almost like single-handedly like keeping the video game thing alive right now with Brawl Thrills. I mean,
It's great.
but I got to give a shout to Brian Colin. I like hanging out with Brian also.
He's a good
Brian's
guy.
awesome.
Brian's a super nice guy.
Not
Always.
you, Armitage.
Oh no, I have to hang out with me every day. I can tell you, it's terrible.
What?
Absolutely terrible.
I say the same thing about me.
We had fun at the Houston Arcade Expo. He's a good guy.
We had fun with him on the show.
Is anybody going to be at that Austin one in July?
Austin, Texas?
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, what was that thing called? Let me find out.
Austin does an arcade type thing?
Yeah, there's a...
I mean, I love Austin, so when is it?
It's July.
Oh, damn it, July.
So, hey, by the way, if I alt-tab out of Skype, it, like, kills it.
No, you seem fine.
No, it cut out, like, a couple times. Classic Game Fest, it's July 23rd to 24th.
So it's like a console gaming thing, too?
It is a console gaming thing, it looks like. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not an arcade thing. Maybe it's a console thing. Gotta give a shout-out to my man, Brandon Davis. I volunteered with the Gaming Museum at MGC this year, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Brandon's awesome.
So, you've been going to MGC a few years.
First one I went to was 2015.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Dan Lucen about MGC one day. He could only talk to me for 5 minutes on the phone, but it wound up being like 2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
But he was telling me that like 2015 he had a lot of problems at that show, and I'm like, and everything goes back to Eugene Jarvis. Eugene Jarvis apparently shows up, and he's like, "What's the matter?" And it's like, "Oh, the sky's falling," and da-da-da. And he's like, "No, dude, this is awesome. Everybody's here and they're having fun," and like I'm like, that's like the most Eugene thing ever.
That was the first show I was at too. He told that show on this. He told that story on this
about
show.
The tent and the flood and.
Yep, we were there.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yep.
That was like the second or third year I was there. And the Tron machine, like Pinball Life, was there. They had a Tron machine that was standing in water. Not an arcade, but a pin.
The humanity.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that was actually a really good show. It was the first year they had the tent, wasn't it? I think it was.
I think so. Yeah.
It was a good time.
I missed that tent. I bought a bunch of like manuals. Like there was some vendor in there. He was selling a bunch of like, manuals and stuff. And I got like this System 7 pinball like repair book.
Well, that was back when you could find
yeah.
I really enjoyed MGC, and I think Dan does a really stand-up job with the show, but the personality of the show has really changed.
It has.
And it used to be a collector show, and it used to be about kind of like going and finding the deals and drinking beer and hanging with your buddies and playing lots of games. And now it's much more of like, to me, it's much more like a con. It's about vendors and
there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not a problem. It's just a different flavor, and it's still wonderful. I mean, I had a blast there. It was great to see everybody. But it's interesting because that, like, what's fascinating to me is like how dynamic. The first time I went was 2016, and it's just like a completely different show.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, not really, honestly, not bad mouthing at all. Love MGC. Dan has done an absolutely phenomenal job, but
it's
different.
I saw a picture, I think from this year, George, of you and Ben Heck.
It was Ben Heck.
Yeah.
I ran into him a few times at that show, and like he wanted to like fight me or something.
Ben Heck is fun.
He's fun.
If you just tell Ben Heck that masks work, and then he gets so pissed off. It's so funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We're not talking about that here. But,
nice.
I have a funny Ben Heck thing to say though.
I mean,
apolitical.
As long as it's not if it's apolitical, Ben Heck is a blast.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm standing there at the booth, and some guy comes up to me, not Ben, and starts asking me all these questions about how to hook up multiple JAMA boards in a cabinet, and he's got this problem because he has all these different inputs. He wants to isolate them. So I'm going through it, and I'm like, by the way, like, I had none of the Paradise stuff there, right? So like, I just had a bunch of bins and the ice cold beers. And I'm like, how the hell did you pick me out to like ask these questions? Like, oh, Ben Heck sent me over here.
Have we had Ben Heck on the show? I feel like
we have not. I have his business card in my
That's
wallet.
weird. Let's do that. Let's bring him on.
Yeah.
We're at a good point, I think, where we don't have to talk about anything political. It's gonna be awesome.
It's funny. I actually call him up that show. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. So okay, let's wrap it up. I think
wrapping it up.
Here's wrapping it up. Let's wrap it. What we're wrapping.
Thanks, George, for hanging out this long.
Yeah,
man. You're a trooper.
Yeah, we got pizza in the other room, so that's cool.
Lucky.
Oh. God, I wish you could share because I'm super freaking hungry right now.
Mm-hmm.
I had this really nice burrito.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can make that guy that bought the Bitcoin send you a pizza, but...
Can you just send us some money instead?
Exactly. That whole story makes me really sad.
It does.
Evidently, there's somebody else.
$304 million pizza.
It's a mean story.
Yeah. I mean, technically it's two pizzas, so it's $150 million each. But okay. Are we ready?
We're not ready.
I got everybody's name.
We were, but I had to change it because there was some random guy, Brian, with an I in the closing notes.
Oh man.
What?
Shit! Did I misspell your name? No, it's no. I don't. All right. Adam has to start, unfortunately.
From one generation.
What the hell was that?
Coming out of it, Ozzy Fudd. Dead of night, a shimmering white.
It's not how the show ends.
I wanted to play a little metal.
Are you sandbagging me right now?
Trying to get us.
No, we're just tired.
Tired.
Let's keep moving.
Okay, George, stick with us after the show, so we're going to give you a proper send off
and the 60-second pat on the back
and the 4,000 that we promised you. So
the money.
I didn't say anything about money. I said the 4,000.
There will be no money.
There will be no money. Okay, here we go. Oh, show's over.
Oh, the show's over. Shit. It's not really over, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Oh, I like this song. Anyway, that's going to be it for tonight, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, is there going to be an after party? If there is, check it out in the chat. And I think Mr. FYC might lead that up. This has been the Double R's. That's Arcade Radio.
Check out our website, RcadeRadio.com, and that is RCADE Radio.com for all of your social media and swag links.
Oh, yeah.
Call and leave comments just like Bobby Z at 612-548-GAME.
Wait a minute, who's Bobby Z?
4263. It's just Bobby Z.
He's our most popular caller.
Oh yeah. It says, Bobby Z sounds like a 50s crooner. Anyway, pick up some Arcade Radio swag over at thespring.com/arcaderadio or consider supporting us on Patreon. Patreon.com/arcaderadio. There are multiple tiers beginning at $3 a month.
Subscribe to our Twitch channel, which you're hopefully listening to now if this is live. And follow us, click on that notification bell so that you will know when we are streaming live. That's twitch.com/arcaderadio.
If you like what you're hearing, consider dropping us a 5-star review on Anchor, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you consume the podcast.
That's going to be it for tonight's show from the Arcade Radio team. We hope you had a blast, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care and have a great night. Everybody, take your pants off. I mean... I need another siren from Brian. Oh, you gotta do the full
I've
siren.
never seen it do that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. That's so awesome.
People on Lindell are like, yeah.
Hey, you gotta do the one Adam 12 thing.
What a letdown.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Oh.
We're offline.
Oh, you guys hear something?